Shit. This is going to be a quick one, but I was going to make a post about it. But I just figured I'd do a live stream about it real quick because it's complete bullshit. And it's just another example of how many vacations all those good cops get because they never seem to be around when it matters. It's almost like they don't exist or something. Don't know. But Daniel Calhoun was arrested for sexual battery on a 13-year-old female and the same or rape on a 15-year-old female in 2003 or 4. Pled no contest, which no contest is not a guilty plea. Um, and it's really just a bogus plea because they find you guilty every time anyway. Um, but what they do is more the hey, if you were go to trial, we're going to give you this, ungodly sentence, and you're never going to get out of prison, or you can sign this piece of paper right here, and we'll give you this sentence, whatever it is. His was 15 to 30, I think, and you'll have a chance in life. And whether you did it or not, in this case, proves it that you're going to sign that piece of paper. Everybody says, well, if I didn't do it, I wouldn't sign that piece of paper. Yeah, okay. Put yourself in that situation and watch what happens. Um, your mind gets changed real quick about it, because you start thinking, well, wait a second here. I'm facing 50 years, or I can be out in a year, or I can be out in 2 years. Yeah, probably going to sign the piece of paperwork. But in this case, they came back. He's already done 15 years. They DNA evidence proved that it was another man. DNA evidence, along with other evidence, proved it was another man that committed the crime. Um, the prosecutor was going to exonerate him. They had a hearing for it. During the middle of the hearing, a cop walks in with the folder. Says, "Your Honor, you must look at this before this hearing goes forward." The judge had previously worked with this cop on some task force or some shit along the way. So the judge, went against policy and procedure, or protocol, or whatever you want to call it, and continued the hearing out for a week, which I can assure you, a week to an innocent person feels like a long time. Everybody else is like, well, he's done 15. What's another week? Another week too long. And so they continued the hearing for a week. At the next hearing, the judge asked the prosecutors if this booklet of evidence this cop gave brought any new evidence to light. And the prosecutor's like, no, didn't bring no new evidence to light. So that was total bullshit, and all it did was keep the man behind bars for another week of his life. So, and after 15 years, 9 days ago, he was released, walked out the front door of prison, being exonerated for a crime that he pled no contest to. Until people realize how broken, just to realize that the system is at best broken, at worst, and truthfully, completely unconstitutional, and shouldn't exist in how it does. But people will never accept that because people are stupid, and it's just part of it. But they not only took, this guy's freedom wasn't just what was stolen. Like all of our freedom has been stolen. They took days of his life that he will never get back. And no amount of money they're going to give him is going to get it back. And I don't even know if Michigan does that. I know there's some states that have laws against it that just basically say, you know what, if you get convicted of a crime wrongfully, you're just shut out of luck. Doesn't matter if you serve 15 minutes or 15 years. We're not giving you shit. And really, what does it do? Really, what needs to happen is those cops who put him in jail and that prosecutor who put him in jail should be the ones who should be sued for fucking out of oblivion. They shouldn't have anything left. Those cocksuckers should be living under a fucking bridge somewhere. And worse should happen to them. They should get every day of time that he's done. But that'll never happen because of a little old thing called qualified immunity. You know, the sheep will love to give their oppressors because, oh, there's great cops doing their job. They're trying to do a hard job. They sign on every day protecting you. Okay, whatever. You keep believing that bullshit, sucker. God damn it, son. But I'm glad that he got out, and I wish that everybody would get out who is sitting in prison right now who didn't commit a crime. And I wonder how many people that really is. How many people are in prison today in this country who, like, even by their standards, really did nothing wrong, but a cop planted some evidence. You know, they had some kind of vendetta against the person. They didn't like the person. The person screwed their mom a few years back, whatever the case may be. And, you know, that cop's testimony, you know, that shit needs to stop too. Cops being witnesses in cases, that shit needs to stop. They are paid witnesses. They are going to say whatever benefits them and the court. And what benefits them and the court the most? A conviction. That benefits everybody involved except for the... And until people recognize that and something happens to change it, which it's never going to happen because, again, people are stupid. They love being oppressed. They love having the boot on their throat. You know, it's just one day it'll be you. And when it is, don't say I didn't tell you so. Because it will happen. If not to you, it'll happen to somebody you know. If it hasn't already. Oh, shit. See all the trees that are gone? It's a rough couple days. I'm wore fuck out. We got the scariest one down. And that was this one. And it was sketchy. It was sketchy at best. But it's down anyway. So I'm glad that one's down. Now I just got to get the other sketchy one down, which that one, it don't have a chance of falling on the camper or the house. I just got to move all that shit out of the way down there. It's not even really that sketchy. It's just a pain in the ass to move. And I got these couple up here. I moved my truck cap so that the trees wouldn't fall on it, right? When we cut the trees down. I come up here today and there's a limb laying on my truck cap. A limb fell out of a fucking tree that I don't know where it fell out of because we actually looked up in the trees to make sure there was going to be no limbs falling on it. And it cracked the top of my truck cap. Like, you just can't win. But, oh well, it is what it is. I could fix it, but it's just one more thing on the list of shit that needs fixed that I don't have time to fix. But we'll eventually get it done. By the time I die, everything will be perfect. But if I live that long, I'll actually be happy. So, whatever. He's up here anyway. He'll be here. I was accused of being in a gang too, or was it? I said I was breaking law as long as they were protected by the community. Yeah, I mean, it's not even that they're protected by the community. The community, you know, people don't want to put their life on the line because they look at it as a guaranteed loss. To some degree, anyway. I mean, you know, because you might get them today. You might win that fight today at your house, but you're not going to win that fight. Because if you beat the 5 or 10 that come to your house, they're going to send the rest of them. And if you beat them, they're going to send the surrounding area cops. And if you beat them, they're going to send the state cops. And it's just going to keep going on until tanks and helicopters and shit are flying around your place and driving through your building. Don't think that can happen? Look at Waco. You know, we live in a weird time, man. I don't know. I just don't understand. I don't get how people are still not seeing it. You know, we were Red Reaper's live stream last night, and there was somebody in there who, you know, my brother's a cop. He's a great cop, and all that bullshit. He was a veteran who fought for your rights. You should love him and praise him. And yeah, okay. Like, you know what I mean? They just, It's just the same nonsense that the TV's told them to told them to say and shit. And then you ask him, okay, well, tell me how did he fight for my rights? How does he put his life on the line for me? No, what he does is he signs a contract to do a job that he gets overpaid for. I mean, making $100,000 a year for eating fucking donuts and having absolute power seems like kind of an overpayment to me. I don't know about you all, just the way I look at it. Um, but some people, they will never see it. It doesn't matter what evidence you show them and how factual you are with that evidence and showing them that evidence and verifying what you say. They just will never see it. And then you have those people that believe like you fix a problem by joining the problem, which I'm still trying to figure that one out. I don't understand that one at all. And then they become exactly what they allege they are against. But we already knew that they were that to begin with because of their stance on certain things. Anywho, be glad at least one guy finally got out. But like, think of the shit that dude's went through in the last 15 years in prison, being looked at as if he was, some kind of not some kind of fucking child molester that raped a 13-year-old and then a 15-year-old. Think of the shit that probably happened to that dude. A lot of times now it doesn't happen. Like in certain prisons, like in the Ohio system, it doesn't really happen just because they protect those dudes. But there are still some places that bad shit happens to those motherfuckers. And he was in Michigan, so he probably had some fucked up shit happen to him. I mean, no matter what, to some degree, shit happens, but it's not like you would think. It's not he'll get his in prison. Yeah, he might have his shit stolen in prison or his stuff taken in prison, but like having to worry about getting killed or some shit, that's just, in most prisons, that's just not the way it is anymore. But like, how do you repay that dude for that shit? There's no repaying him for it. You cannot give him back what you have taken from him. But we're the ones that continue to allow it to happen. So, I guess as long as we do, it's going to happen. And everybody's okay with it until they're not. And when they're not, nobody wants to hear what they have to say because it's not the people they're speaking to. I don't know. Hopefully one day things will change. I think the best case scenario, we wake up one morning and the water stopped flowing, the dam stopped producing power, nuclear power plants have quit making power, and it takes somebody, whoever wants power, a year to fix that power, or 2 years, or 5, or however long. That's probably about the only option we have for fixing this shit show. Other than that, I don't see a way of anything happening because nobody's going to stand up. People are just now waking up to what's going on, and still have the belief that their vote matters and shit. That was what I was talking to a dude on Red Reaper's live stream about last night. I was like, I was getting ready to go to bed here, get in the shower too, and I was like, I was just happening to turn it on and listen to it, and I was like, I said, send me a link. I gotta freaking talk to this dude. And I talked to him about 10 or 15 minutes and just kind of showed him, like, dude, nothing you're saying is making sense. You're just being a part of the problem. If you recognize that Republicans and Democrats are two wings of the same bird, but you're voting for one wing, you're voting for what you're getting. Well, yeah, but I just kind of feel like if I don't, then the Democrat's going to, whatever. Then you want it, what you got. You're wanting it. But he's still under the belief that I think he's still under the belief that people are going to wake up, rise up, and take the country back. And it's just never going to happen. Unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but it's an unfortunate truth. People don't want to be free. They're too happy with the pillows, the comfort of knowing that they lose, they lose their job, they can always rely on the welfare system, or if they piss their neighbor off, they can always call the cops, or they piss the bitch off at, that at the restaurant serving them, the police will settle it. Like, people are actually comfortable in that shit, and that's what you've seen over the past decade, especially. That's the solution to all problems now. Get government involved. When government fucks up everything they're involved in. But get government involved. You lay down with some dude you're not going to stand, because you're not going to be able to stand 5 years from now. Get government involved, because the government needs to have some type of authority over our marriages and divorces and kids and visitation and all that shit. They need to decide for us. They need to decide if that father needs to take care of his child, or what should happen to that father if he doesn't, or that dad, rather than putting it back on the woman who chose to lay down with that father and have a kid. Bitch, you made the choice. Deal with the consequences, motherfucker. That's what I would tell them. If I could be king for a day, man, there's all kinds of shit I'd change. And that'd be one of them. That'd be one of the things I'd change. Ooh, these big ass thorns are getting old quick. God damn, you ever seen thorns like these fucking things? Look at them bastards. You see those? They just randomly grow out here. Just hanging out of trees and shit. Like, what was God thinking when he created this plant? That's what I want to know. Like, how is it of any use for anything? I bet you can make some kind of a medicine out of it. We'll find out. But anywho, be thankful that like I said, that one man finally got out after 15 years. Could you imagine, being in prison for 15 years, knowing that you did nothing wrong? And like, they're in my opinion, like, raping a kid is worse than murder. It's worse than if you would have murdered that kid. So like, but imagine like being accused of that, and everything that you have to deal with for all these years, that is attached to you. When you first go in and your cellie says, let me see your paperwork, or the people around you find out, because that shit happens. Like, I used to have Christy look people up for me. I'd get a new cellie, I'm like, hey, I call home. I'm like, hey, look this dude up, see why he's in here. Like, shit just didn't add up. Because like, you don't want to live no chomo or no fag, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not saying fag like gay. I can give a fuck who's gay, as long as there's a line you don't cross. What I do care about is some like, some fag likes to fuck with kids. Like, I can't live with that shit. Adam's sweet, I'll never forget that. Oh my god, what a fucking nightmare. He's actually a cool dude. If I had to pick my apocalypse team, he'd be on it. Yeah, granted, he bashed his grandma's brain in with a hammer, I know. But she kind of deserved it, if you ask me. In a way. She definitely didn't go out of her way to help him when he was a child. So, what's the chances of that shit, though? We move my cap so we don't drop a tree on it, and then a limb hits it and cracks it. Part of living in the woods, I guess. Of course, the woods are getting thinned out. Like, you can see light now on the ground. I bashed all the shit over here. I dropped the tree on it. It was in the way. I just didn't want to move it. So, look at all those cut down back there. You can't really see it. Here's how big that one was. Here's the one the scary one. That is it. I don't know how wide that thing is. I don't know. Don't know. But I got to go. I had to go help my neighbor. He finally called on me for my help. So I got to go help, I think, build chicken coops or some shit. I don't know. You can't see all the ones. Oh, there was like 3 or 4 of them right here. Right there was one. Right there was 1 or 2. And then there was 1 or 2 right there. Then all these over here. So all next is this cedar tree right here. Whatever the hell this is right here. This tree's already damaged. You can see right there above my axe where it's been hit by a car at some point. I didn't hit it. It was like that. But it leans like way over. And I don't think it would fall anytime soon, but I'm not going to risk it either because at some point I won't want it to fall right here. So we've got to get rid of all these little cedar trees over here. Like there's so many cedar trees on this property. And actually, this tree might be more damaged than what I thought because it looks like it's buckling. Or maybe it's just the rot. I don't know. Yeah. It was hit at one time. It's just damaged. You can see where it's trying to repair itself. Both sides. It's all like sap and shit. It's trying to repair itself. But it's a leaner for sure. I don't know if it's going to do it justice or not. It doesn't. I don't know if you can tell. It's pretty hardcore. But what you know, Paul put the 1,000-pound fucking generator right in front of it. So that's okay. We can move that. I moved that big ass log down there earlier. I had to move it up over a stump that's off the ground. So I was like, "How you gonna do that, Dad?" I said, "Watch. The man of steel will prevail." So I got out a spud bar and a log. But anywho, what you guys doing today? Anything funky going on today? Whoa, y'all comment out like out of hand. Him and that. What's up, Freedom Making Family? Hey, what is up, Blue Collar Hero? How you doing? All right, so since we're live. Now, this is only a question for the men. If you are a woman, you're not invited to answer this question. Food tastes far better when your old lady makes it than it does when you make it, right? Even if it's made exactly the same, nothing's different. It tastes far better when she makes it compared to when you make it. Even if it's a bowl of ice cream, it tastes far better when she makes it compared to when you make it. That's my feeling. And I'm not bullshitting. It's not like I'm just lazy and I don't want to make food. It really tastes better. Like even my ice cream, like she ruined it though. This morning my ice cream tasted like shit. And it was because we've been having this argument. And it's not really an argument. It's like a picking contest about this topic for the last 2 days. She says I'm full of shit. I say it tastes better. And at least Travis agrees with me. So I don't think he'd lie. So if you're a man and you say that I'm full of shit, you're a liar. Food tastes better when your old lady makes it. It's not even when somebody else makes it. It's when your old lady makes it. It tastes way better. But I gotta roll. I gotta go help my neighbor out. He called on me. So I think I was going to rebuild this old nasty freaking dog house I've been hanging on to for freaking 6 months now. Been making it into a chicken house for our chicken coop that I have yet to build. But we have chickens. They're up there. And that's actually why I'm going to go help my neighbor. He's like, "Hey, you come help me do this and I'll give you some chickens." And I was like, "Dude, I'll come help you anyway. But I'll take those damn chickens." So I'm going up here to help him build his chicken coop. So I got to get off here and call him then, see if I need to bring any tools. I don't know. I think it might be a little Dundee. Might be able to keep like the roof rails up. Yeah. It may have been a chicken coop at one time. It's got hinges on it. Huh. Maybe. It's pretty far gone. It'll probably rebuild one easier. or build one easier than it would be to rebuild this one. Yeah, you just got to throw it down in the fire after we take all the nails and shit out of it, because now we can't throw it on the fire. It's got nails and shit in it. All right, I gotta roll, y'all. Stay safe. Have a good day. Peace.